Okay, forgive the background noise, all the traffic. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening and everybody's coming home from work. But here's a continuation of that Bret Michaels that I had on Telegram. So last I stopped, he had said that the reason I was sounding so rude was because he and I had never met. And he said, I can't believe this. And then he just, out of nowhere, said, hello, my beloved fan. So I said, hello, my beloved star. He responds, how are you doing today? I said, fine. He says, all right. So, what do you have for your lunch? So I purposely said, children livers. And then I pretended like I messed up, or autocorrect got me. I said, oops, chicken livers. He says, wow, yummy, smiley face with a tongue. He says, you didn't call me so I can join you. So I responded, no, I didn't. Why would I call you while I ate chicken livers at work? How strange. He says, oh, sorry, I think you are back from work. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, heart. I said, I am back at the moment, but I am on call. So I needed a reason in case I didn't or feel like responding immediately. I said, Valentine's Day in my area sees a lot of murders. I'll probably be called in. Oh, also, a quick trigger warning. I'm about to get very gross and very gore-y and gore-heavy. And I said, women getting all mad that all they got were flowers and chocolates. They get quite stabby. It's been like this every year since I started in the ER at this hospital. Let me tell you, these women are good. 99% of them nail the subclavian artery. And then we got to get a trauma team together quickly. Otherwise, they'll be like Selena Quintanilla, which I assume most of you know who that is. If you don't, Tejano music star shot and killed by her fan club president, Yolanda Saldivar, March 31st, I think, 1995. Bullet went through the subclavian artery. He responds, yes, that's true. I had pulled that out of my ass, but he says it's true. Yura, are you a nurse? Now, I want to add, I have nothing against nurses. I love nurses. My mother was a 30-year nurse, and sometimes I think nurses often know more about, the patient than the doctors do. Because there were plenty of times during my mom's 30-something year career before she passed that she pointed something out to a doctor saying, I think she has X, and the patient did have X. So, but to really get under his skin, I said, no, I'd not stoop so low. I need my nurses. They're very vital to the operation. And sometimes they point out stuff to us that we didn't notice, as they tend to be around the patient more, which is 100% true. I love nurses. I should have done something like that, but I got a weak-ass stomach. He says, okay, so what type of work do you do? I said, I'm a trauma surgeon, and I often get put on as the ER doctor, making shit up. I see more parents bringing in their stupid kids who have had a cough for a few weeks, and then they didn't tell me the kid had 105 fever. Oh, and then they tell me the kid had 105 fever, but they didn't give the kid a Tylenol or ibuprofen because they wanted their fever to be high when they came in, so we would believe them. This is kind of a true story. A lot of parents will not give their kids a fever reducer before they bring them to the hospital. I said, we have to believe you. If you tell us your kid has a high fever, just because now it's 99 doesn't mean we won't believe you. We believe you. So then I decided to get gross. My favorite patients are the people who always come in with something stuck in their butts, always with the same lie. I was painting the roof naked and fell on the Tonka truck, and it went right up there, and now I can't get it out. And then I go into really gross and painful. Although, I heard this one story out of Florida where a guy was working on a roof and he fell off a ladder onto some kind of bush and it tore through his jeans, went right up his ass and pushed his guts up into his stomach. Some punctures, but he survived. I bet there wasn't enough morphine or fentanyl in that hospital. And yes, that is apparently a true story. Are you in pain now just from hearing and reading it? Yeah, me too. He responds to my trauma surgeon comment, "Yes, you are a doctor who specializes in treating patients with life-threatening injuries." So I said, "Aw, good. You went to ChatGPT because you didn't understand what a trauma surgeon was." "I know that's the ChatGPT answer because I've checked. Boredom happens." To my story, he says, "Jesus, that's very horrible," sad face. To hear that, I hope he survived on that. So this guy is actually reading. I said, "He did. Long recovery process, but he did." I mean, I am pretty sure the guy survived, but yeah, that's a god-awful story. He says, "Okay, I thank God," smiley face, "for his life. So, what are you doing now?" I said, "You see, I totally believe that story happened, and he didn't shove that bush up his butt on his own." Which, that one, I believe. He says, "Yes, of course that's true." And then I said, "I'm totally playing Dustborn," which is an awful game. I didn't play it, but I watched people play it. He says, "Okay, are you back from work?" So I said, "For just one moment in time, when I'm all that I thought I could be, when all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me," which is a Whitney Houston song that was, I think, the 1988 Olympics, or 92, one of those. And he responds to that, "Only person you have to believe in this life is God, the creator of heaven and earth emoji. I hope you are a Christian." I said, "I was, but..." He says, "What happened?" I said, "I was working in the, parentheses, medical, lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for a dead guy on the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash." And then I just went on, "Actually, I am, but I don't deal with non-Christians. This includes hypocrites. You know, those people who claim to be, but they lie and steal all the time and always have an excuse for it. Quote, if I don't steal, I don't eat. Quote, I'm poor. Quote, I live in a bad country, so they steal. No sympathy, they could work. They're just lazy. And I said, and those people, then I go Johnny Cash lyrics, they can run on for a long time, but sooner or later, God's going to cut them down. And yes, sir, I'm pointing right at you. You are the lying and stealing scammer. He responds, yes, that's true. I said, interesting. He goes, I would really love to meet you in person. I said, I'm sure you would. I am fantastic. He says, yes, that's my pleasure, because you are a learned person and also more than a fan to me. So I decided to continue on with song lyrics. But you see, I would rather have a coin-operated boy. He is just a toy, but I turn him on and he comes to life. Automatic joy, that is what I want. Creature commandos, anybody? He says, don't worry, God will surely see you through. I said, made of plastic and elastic. Who could ever ask for more? Love without complications galore. He says, you really have a dream for yourself. I can see that. So I said, many shapes and weights to choose from. I will never leave my bedroom. I will never cry at night again. Wrap my arms around him and pretend. He says, I want a woman that doesn't love me because of what I am. And then to my lyrics, he said, lol, you are very funny. So I kept going. Coin, operated boy, all the other real are the ones I destroy. Cannot hold a candle to my new boy, and I'll never let him go. So to his comment about what type of woman he wanted, I said, you have a girlfriend. Rude as fuck. He says, I will get back to you, darling. And then he says, no, that's not true. So I said, sure, I bet you will. Then what about Christy? Because, I quickly did a Google search, and it said he was dating this girl named Christy. She was at your last show. You two were smooching. Now, I don't know that. Neither does he. He says, I'm really having a busy week. I have meeting with my staff. She is not my girlfriend, just a friend of mine. So I said, a friend of your what? I said, just admit you don't respect women. You have children together, and she's just a friend of whatever. He says, I have 2 daughters. I said, yes, you do. Everybody knows this already. He says, I need a real woman. I will spend my life together with her. I said, so she's a plastic woman or a coin-operated girl? How is she not real? I've seen her. She looked pretty real to me. He says, I don't like a woman who loves me because of my wealth. I said, you're seriously saying she only loves you for money? She has her own, though. She came from money. I don't know if that's true, but again, neither does he. He says, yes, let's just forget about. I said, you're mean to her. Talking about her behind her back to internet strangers, it's not very nice. He says, am not talking bad against her, though am just telling you the actual truth. I said, you're calling her a gold digger to internet strangers. That's speaking bad about her, truth or not. He says, are you a stranger to me? I don't hide the truth. I said, yes, I am a stranger to you. We've never met. He says, yes, I know that. How would you feel if we meet together? I said, it wouldn't affect my life one way or another. He says, you won't feel happy? I said, am I supposed to? He says, that's your choice. I don't know for you. So you don't truly love me. I said, I don't know you. What the fuck, Bret? You're weird. He says, no, am not. Why do you say such? I say, because you're suddenly acting like I should be in love with you. He says, you are very funny. I said, I'm not the one who said, quote, so you don't truly love me. You are. He says, who told you that I don't truly love you? I said, what? You are the one who said that to me about you. And then he says, I love you. And then that's it. That is the more of Bret Michaels on Telegram. Again, I am probably just going to have to do these rather frequently because when they delete it, it's gone for everybody. So, kind of dumb, kind of boring, but anyways, I got to finish cooking dinner. So, thank you for watching.